doing?
I'm working in admin.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of getting to know a bit more about McIntyre and what you do, and yeah, I thought this was a good opportunity.
Okay, welcome, lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Anybody else? I think we've probably got everybody. Do let me know if I miss anything. Okay then, well, without further ado, we will have time at the end if anybody wants to share any news, any questions, but I think Paul and Sui-Ling, you'll be happy for people to ask questions and contribute as we go along. We were hoping to have breakout rooms. We're struggling with the technology on that, so we'll perhaps use chats and a bit of a shout out if people are happy to do that. So I'll keep quiet and hand over to Sui-Ling and Paul.
Keep quiet. Hello everybody. Shall we introduce ourselves in case people don't know us?
Okay, my name is Sui-Ling and I work at McIntyre and I live at McIntyre and I'm a very busy person.
I'm Paul Payne, I'm Sui-Ling's PA.
That's it.
We're both part of the best practice team at McIntyre.
That's it.
Do a lot of work around self-advocacy.
Yeah.
Involved with the MAG, involved with the Shout Out group in Milton Keynes, all sorts of different groups. Sue's involved with lots of outside groups like Supported Loving as well.
Yeah, Supported Loving Network, yeah.
Got her own chat show. All that
I have
sort of
got my own
stuff.
chat show, so
yeah, we do a lot of work around self-advocacy groups, and we're currently doing some work around trying to set up
one. We did set up one in Oxford, didn't we?
Yeah, Meg's doing my slides. Thank you very much to Meg, by the way. Thank you, Meg. Okay, so yeah, I think we can go on to the next slide if you don't mind, Meg. So yeah, self-advocacy, and then the next one, Meg. So yeah, this is the big plan.
So we talked about the big plan.
I'm hoping most of you've heard about this, but it's a big piece of work that we've been doing over the last couple of years to just to move things forward at McIntyre. The MAG was part of that, wasn't it? Getting roving reporters on board, and the advocacy groups are obviously a big part of that as well. So yeah, this is all part of the big plan and the work that we're doing. So this is just a fun film to show you about so the Shout Out group in Milton Keynes.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Some of the members wrote a song about what it means to them. Shout out. So yeah, this is just a fun way to start. You don't mind playing the clip for me, Meg?
Yo, what's up? This is the MCLC.
Do love it.
This is the new shout out
video.
This is the world premiere. It's shout out. What's it all about?
MCLC on the MRC. Shout out crew in the building.
It's shout out. What's it all about? It's shout out. What's it all about?
Here we are on the scene. Hands up.
It's a shout out team.
Typically, good hygiene. It's your time. Live your dream. Going out.
Here's your choices.
Shout out crew.
Get our voices.
Don't be late.
Be on time.
Let's talk about
the hate crime. It's shout out. What's it all about? It's shout out. What's it all about?
Get to work.
On the bus.
Run the drivers.
Make some fast.
Healthy food.
Good for some pounds.
Make a change.
Get off your bum. Watch your kids and your bits.
This is you.
Shout out tips.
Too much beer.
It's bad for you.
That's a fact.
So you must be true. It's shout out. What's it all about? It's shout out. What's it all about? Call it now. Across the nation.
Shout out from my land.
Rats! Watch our films. Make your own.
Get beastie, people.
Oh, a little bit jumpy there, but I hope you get the flavour of what Wilson and Louis and George were saying. So, oh, Catherine's raised her hand. You up, Catherine?
Catherine?
Sorry, no, I was just meant to be doing a little clap. Apologies.
Oh, I thought you were going to ask me a question.
Yeah, so we talk about issues in lots of fun ways, don't we? So music and workshopping.
Yeah, but it's nice to do a film stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
paper and.
Yeah, we use lots of films, don't we?
Yeah,
because
we do.
Find that's a good way of learning. So we have a shout out group within
Milton Keynes
Lifelong Learning that make films on different themes. And they made a film for me about how they work together. Well, this is Ian Smith, who's a member of our shout out group in Milton Keynes, and he's actually talking about how to set up a group. And I asked the guys in Milton Keynes what they think's important, and this is a little film that they made. So yeah, don't mind playing that for me, Meg. So Ian,
yes, buddy.
You're part of the shout out group in Milton Keynes.
Yeah.
So do you think groups like shout out are important?
It is, because we have to make posters and banners, give information, get more people involved as well.
So you think it's important to get more people involved?
Yeah.
Because at the moment, we're trying to get other groups in McIntyre like shout out.
Yeah, we are.
So this video is about advice, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who's trying to set up a group like shout out?
If you want to set up the shout out group, you need tables, chairs, 2 cups and biscuits.
Yeah.
And also we need colour pens and worksheets.
Okay, so you've used worksheets, so that's sort of things you might need. And where do you have your shout out meetings?
Well, we do it at Meet Hall at home.
Yeah? And is that a good building for the meetings?
Yeah, because it's big.
Yeah.
We've got so many tables and books as well.
Yeah.
And we do a quiz at the end.
So you have some fun at the meetings as well?
Yeah, it's really fun doing it.
What sort of subjects have you talked about?
Well, about elections and stuff.
Yeah.
About that, about recycling as well.
Yeah. Do lots of people come to your meetings?
Yeah, well, I said getting people involved, so we need more people to come in a bit more.
Yeah. So how do you let people know about the meetings?
Well, you need to tell people you need to get out there, get them leaflets.
Leaflets?
Yeah.
You've made posters, haven't you? Flyers?
Posters and flyers as well. Oh, yeah, and in here we made paint and posters as well.
Okay. And do you use computers to let people know about the meetings?
We do a lot of emails.
Yeah.
And get information out to the shout out.
Yeah. So do you think it's important to make films and things like that as well?
And things are important as well. Because in shout out we do, when you set up the shout out corner.
So you have shout out corner. What's shout out corner then?
Well, shout out corner, he'll tell there and play camera and talk about what you've done during the day.
Okay. So you talk about what you discussed at the meeting, or any issues and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good. What's your favourite thing about the shout out meetings?
My favourite is the icebreaker at the beginning.
So you do icebreakers at the beginning. So what does that involve?
Well, the icebreaker, we can do an icebreaker, I need people involved to stand up on feet and just have fun.
So do you think having fun's important at the meetings?
Yeah, because fun, I know we'll chat later, but we need to more happy fun.
So tell me about the song that you do with people.
Okay, my icebreaker is a song that I did about you, and it's called a GoPro song.
What, a GoPro song?
Yeah.
Okay, so you get people involved and joining in on that?
I do, yes.
And what's that song about?
It's to work together as a team.
So that's another group you're involved in?
Yeah,
yeah, and how do GoPros meet?
On Zoom.
Okay, Zoom. So how does that work?
Okay, Zoom, we have 2 computers, one here, one in a different place.
Okay, so you can talk to people from different places?
Yeah, and then us here in chairs, and Zoom, people from different places there to live.
Okay, so it brings people together from all around. So do you think that might be able to work with people setting up these new groups?
Yeah, it do.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Ian. That sounds great, all of that stuff. Hopefully that'll help people watching this video and they can set up their own groups like you.
Cool.
Any final words?
Please come on, check out. It's fun, it's cheerful, and make the world a better place.
So yeah, that was just Ian really, just talking about some of the basic things, and I think he starts right at the beginning by just saying you need a room, you need space, you need to invite people. Teas and biscuits, he said, that's very important. But that's how Shout Out MK started. It was just getting people together in a room and seeing what people wanted to talk about. And Ian obviously talked about the importance of having fun as well. We have a lot of fun there, don't we?
Do. Yeah.
And so as I say, so we have our meetings how many times a year?
Is it 4? Is it?
4 times a year.
4 times a year. I'm sure 4 times a year.
Yeah. So March, June, September, and December.
Yeah.
Different themes. What sorts of things have we talked about over the years?
We've had talks about relationships. And transport, and also doing some role playing, health and safety.
Yeah, we do a lot of role playing, didn't we?
Yeah, health and safety.
Yeah, health and safety stuff. So all sorts. And what's our recent project we've been?
Our recent project is we've done about the voting special. If anyone's not heard what we did, so we had a voting special in Moot Hall, and we had ITV that come.
Oh yeah, ITV come. We're going to show you that in a bit.
And did some filming with everybody to see if they're planning to do some voting.
So we had mock elections.
Mock election, yeah.
It can be even we've done recycling, haven't we?
Yeah,
so
recycling.
It's having a theme and groups within lifelong learning in Milton Keynes like produce content for those meetings as well. So that's the way that we work. But this is the Shout Out Corner, which Ian Smith also mentioned. It's a sort of safe space at our meetings where people can go to talk about anything that worries them in sort of a confidential space.
Yeah.
That's Ian Forrest there. Very passionate about transport. He's another member of our team. And I forgot to say, the Shout Out logo you can see there, that was created by Ian Smith, the man in the last film. So we had a competition in the group, and that was the winning one. But I think it kind of sums it up really well. But yeah, thank you, Meg. Next one. Oh, so yeah, another, like I say, we make lots of films. We have our Tumblr page, Shout Out TV. We've done all sorts of projects over the years. You can find this at shoutouttv.tumblr.com. But yeah, the top project there was something I did with a group of young guys called Shout Out Sports. So we talked about all sorts of issues through sports. So they were very passionate. I used to work with them on a Monday morning. They used to come in always talking about their football teams. And I thought, how can we shape this and do something with it? And through sports, we could talk about things like mental health, equality, drug use. So yeah, we had a little podcast where we'd like do that as well. So it's all about creativity and thinking of what people are interested in as a starting point.
Yeah.
And in the bottom there's like Sue mentioned, we made a health and safety film, didn't we?
Health and safety film, yeah.
For the service that was used in training. Created our own. That lady there, Lucy's very passionate about superheroes. So she came up with a superhero, Captain Caution, that went around McIntyre telling people not to leave extension leads out and things like that.
Yes, yeah.
So yeah, and I think we haven't got many more films, but this was just to show how this film came out of our Shout Out meeting, and it was used for across sort of social networks and intranet and things for helping people to register during the last voting section. So this was written and directed by the group. So yeah, I thought
this one's not come through as a video, it's just come through as a screenshot.
Oh, has it?
Has it? All right, no worries.
Don't worry.
No worries, I think we're okay.
We can make that available for people afterwards, can't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys, hang on. Let me right, let's go. Sorry, there we go.
So this one, this was where we were going to go into breakout rooms. I think we're just going to have to do it as
A group.
a group and people putting things into chat.
But
What to use for your life. So yeah, what does self-advocacy mean? Do you want to read that bit out, Sue?
Taking responsibility for your life, learning to ask questions until you can understand, learning to solve problems that stand in the way of doing what you want to do, standing up for your rights, deciding what is best for you and taking charge of getting it, and speaking or acting for yourself.
Okay, so I think there's another little bit to click there, Meg, I think. Yeah, that's it. So I wanted people in the group today just to sort of think to themselves, in this in your own lives. When did you start speaking up? When did you have to? Has there ever been anything you've had to make a stand against, or was it in school? Was it at work? Yeah. When do you think you started making those decisions for yourself? What point in your life? So yeah, it was over to the group really. If anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as Paul said, if anybody wants to put something in the chat or just shout something, share an example. No pressure to share. We don't want you to share anything you're not comfortable with.
I'll share, Catherine.
Oh,
Jackie's there.
Jackie.
Yeah, I'll share. So when I was at nursery, I said to my mum that sometimes I have sausage and beans for my lunch, and I said I really like it. Well, then she kept giving it me all the time, and I had to say to her, I like it, but I don't like it that much.
Oh, that's really funny, isn't it? Do you like it now?
Occasionally. I think I had enough sausage and beans before I was 5.
Right. Thanks, Jackie.
Funny, actually.
But when you relate that to what, McIntyre and people we support, and you hear stories about people being given food choices, even up to recently, I heard, I won't mention the person, but somebody in hospital was not given any choices around sandwiches and given no choice really on drinks or sandwiches. So there is quite a serious aspect to that, but Jackie was able to speak up for herself, which is good.
Absolutely. Amy, Amy's mentioned that it's when she finished school.
Yeah.
So without putting Amy on the spot, would I be right in thinking that that's when you felt a bit more confident to start speaking up?
Yeah, I guess I mean more like then you have to kind of make bigger decisions for yourself at that point, don't you? Because you've got to be in education for a certain point. So you can't really make those kind of decisions yet. And then you get to kind of 18 and you have to decide for yourself then.
Yeah, so that's interesting, the different types of decision and the different ages that we're able to make those. So Jackie's one without that she's eating that's early on.
Sausages.
Some of the other things later.
And I'm still quite vocal about what I eat, and I go, oh no, I'm not having that.
Yeah. Nikki, you've got your hand up.
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, and it just sort of resonated with me, the learning to ask questions until you understand. I learned to ask questions at a young age, but it's having that confidence to revisit when you don't understand, because that can take courage, especially when there's an assumption that you think you should understand, and it's having that confidence to go, actually, no, that doesn't make sense. And it's okay to revisit that again. And that just stayed with me, because I think I asked many questions as I was growing up, but actually, as I get older, I get more confident to say, actually, that doesn't make sense to me. And I think that's really important, that we feel comfortable enough to do that at any age, and not be sort of embarrassed, is what I suppose I'm getting at. So yeah, no, that's yeah.
I remember when you decided to be a vegetarian at a very young age. That was a big choice, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was very much. Yeah, when I was about 11, I made that choice, and still am today. So yeah, that's true. Didn't think of that.
I did it and lasted till lunchtime because Mum made tuna sandwiches and I couldn't resist.
Okay, thanks for that. So what we this is something that we cover in the self-advocacy training that we previously delivered during lockdown when we delivered it online. And one of the things that we always ask people to reflect on is how do they think, so thinking about the ages that you started, you know, doing these different things for yourself, do you think that it's any different for the people that we support? Do people think there might be any differences? Any thoughts?
Callum,
you've got your hand up.
Callum.
I feel that people naturally assume on someone else's behalf, and it feels that that's more the case when if we're supporting someone, for example.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tess, you've got your hand up as well.
Yeah, I was just thinking it must be much more difficult for people who aren't vocal, and how that works, because it's bad enough for. I suppose there's the same sort of question for people whose first language isn't English. So there's lots of kind of communication things that I think are interesting around this.
Yeah. So communication could be a barrier. So we often then reflect on the barriers that could be there for people. Pam, I'm conscious you've got your hand up as well.
It was just to say about that information, to make that choice, and people are assuming and presuming, not always, they're just trying to be helpful. You know, we don't want to bother, but it's, if somebody was making a choice about what I had for tea every night, I'd get a little bit annoyed. If somebody was making a choice about what I was wearing or where I was going, I'd feel a little bit, but it's giving that information, you know, what do you want? Do you want tea or coffee or Coke?
Yeah,
it's not assuming or presuming.
Yeah, and really working with people to develop their confidence to be able to do that. Like I say, to give people that, it's about giving people choice, but it's about supporting people to be empowered to have that confidence, isn't it? And trying to remove as many barriers as possible. I know we always reflect that for some of the people we support, they, not to say that they're not self-advocating now, but it may be has happened later on in their lives. So whereas we were doing things quite young, they might have taken that bit longer for all sorts of reasons that we've touched on: communication, assumption, all of those sorts of things. So that's why all this stuff's so important. I'll hand over back to you, Paul.
Okay. Yeah, and we saw a great example of that in Oxford recently, didn't we? With a lady supported there who apparently for many years had been coming into the service and sitting in the corner.
Yeah.
She was the lady with a nail bar. And a member of staff said she's really been working on trying to give her more choices and working with the group, and she's coming out and people just assumed and hadn't even asked the question for years whether she wanted to try something else. So sometimes it's just about challenging the norm, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, Sue, so self-advocacy, why is it important to you? Because you're involved in so much of it, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been part of LDE, Learn to Speak English, and I did some work with them quite a while. I think I did.
You've been working with LD for a long time.
And I think it's the right for, because I know some of the people we support at Macatel find it hard to speak up or do a presentation in front of, I don't know, 100 people.
Yeah.
So it's like I sort of help people to.
So you think it's important to speak up for people
who can't, or they're afraid of speaking up, maybe, or they're just, I don't know, make anxiety or.
You're really good at that, though, aren't you? About making people feel relaxed and
making people relaxed,
people a platform.
Yeah.
And what were you getting there? That was
I got I can't really see it right. I had got
it was the LD membership, wasn't it?
LD membership certificate that I got from Learn to Speak England. It's the work that I did, but I can't see what date that was. So
yeah, it's a few years ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
You're a member.
I'm a member of the group.
But you're very passionate. When I was talking to you about this earlier, you're very passionate about. What are you very passionate about, especially?
I'm passionate about easy reads, because everywhere. I remember when me and Catherine went somewhere, and I asked Catherine if that was easy read on the screen.
Yeah.
and I said to her, it doesn't look too much jargon and no pictures.
Yeah.
So
You don't like jargon?
No, I like to have, like we here at McIntyre, have easy read.
Yeah. So I've seen Sui-Ling tell people off about it many times. Sue won't sit in the corner really quietly.
No.
She will. She'll speak out. She says she's a natural self-advocate.
I am.
So yes, this is another little film. I don't know if people managed to see it, maybe in the Milton Keynes area, but this kind of shows that you can affect sort of change in your areas. This is an appearance. So our last shout meeting, we were featured on ITV News, and Sue's talking about something that happened to her in her real life.
That's it.
During our voting, we had a bad experience, didn't we?
With a bad experience.
Yeah. What happened?
I went to the polling station and I asked if I could use my one of these like bus pass, I think it was, and they said to me that is it under or I can't remember.
It's we went on the website and the learning disabled bus pass is a valid form of communication, but we had a bloke who basically gave you a hard time about it, didn't he? And then told you off for folding the papers. So yeah, ITV News were quite interested in that, but they were also interested in just what we were generally doing about voting. So yeah, I just thought it'd be nice to show you this if people haven't had a chance to see, just to show you that.
Hello, good evening. It's estimated around 1 million votes could be missing in the general election because people with learning disabilities aren't registered to vote or aren't voting at all. Disabilities charities are now calling on all political parties to make voting more accessible, like having easy-read versions of their manifestos. Here's Rebecca Howarth.
Good morning. Hello, good morning. Can I order a cappuccino, please?
Of course. Sui-Ling is confident ordering a coffee, but is less certain when it comes to voting. The 50-year-old from Milton Keynes has a learning disability. She plucked up the courage to head to the polling station for the first time this year for the local elections. Unfortunately, it wasn't a good experience.
I took in my bus pass and showed them it, and they wouldn't accept it at all. So then I went to do my crosses on the bit of paper. I've done that, and I folded it up. And then they said, do not fold this paper. And the man wasn't very cross. They weren't very helpful.
Thanks for all coming to the voting day.
Several charities have come together to set up the My Vote, My Voice campaign. They're calling for all political parties to have easy-read versions of their manifestos. A number of workshops are being held to help spread the word, like this one at McIntyre, a disability charity in Milton Keynes.
Sometimes the information isn't presented in a visual or easy read way, like with the recent local elections. Unfortunately, none of the local parties actually provided an easy read manifesto, which was a bit of a problem when you're trying to get people engaged. Hopefully, we're going to see them for the upcoming general.
Research by disability charity United Response found that less than a quarter of the general public didn't know that those with a learning disability have a right to vote, and 41% felt that the introduction of voter ID made it harder for them to vote.
Often people with learning disabilities don't have things like a driver's licence or a passport. That's why My Vote, My Voice is really important, because we're making sure that everyone's aware of their rights. It's estimated that there's almost 1 million votes missing because people with learning disabilities aren't registered to vote or aren't voting in a general election.
I have voted before.
What was that experience like?
Quite good, actually. But quite daunting at the same time.
Are you hoping to vote in this general election?
I would, yeah. I would love to do that, yeah.
Do you think you might vote in the general election?
Honestly, no.
Workshops like this one are hoping to change some people's minds, making those with learning disabilities feel more confident and happy to take part in a process which they say they've often felt left out of.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was just an example of how you can really sort of affect change in your areas.
Yeah,
So yeah, so moving on to sort of how we're trying to help people in different areas at the moment. I don't know if we've got anyone on the call from Oxford. We were hoping to get some people. I don't think we've got anyone, have we?
On Oxford, no.
But yeah, we recently attended. So we've started doing these workshops that we can go to and bring to your areas. Sort of going through how to set up a group in areas, sort of identifying the people supported that have got a passion for this and staff to really get it working. We had a really successful day.
Yeah,
in Oxford,
we did a
didn't we?
really nice day in Oxford. Yeah.
And we're hoping to take that to Chesterfield, soon.
Maybe Leicester, maybe.
Yeah.
Leicester.
The idea is we want these groups everywhere, really. And this was just another video clip. Sorry, I'm blasting you with video clips, but this was from the Oxford Day, and I just think this really illustrates how people, like we did a very simple session based around what's people's perfect day was.
Yeah.
But you can see from this clip, I think, how much people liked just standing up and speaking out to the group, and how much it meant to them. So, yeah.
Right, you ready? So what's your perfect day?
That's me.
So my day is, go on then.
Getting out of bed.
That's
Getting
it.
out of bed early or late?
7:30 a.m.
7:30, even at weekend.
Wow.
And then what do you have?
Having a shower.
I've got a hot shower.
Shower.
After my, what's that, meditation. That's important, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come to...
Let's play.
That's it. To see who? To see your friends and staff. And what do you do? Have fun? Time? And then you go home and you chilled out.
And that's tea.
And you have, for tea is fish and chips.
Fish and chips. That's a lovely day, Danny.
It's a lovely, perfect day for you.
You do that with me, you and me.
Chinese food.
Yes.
And me and my friend Stuart.
I do mine.
Yes, go for it.
Oh, I'm here to have pudding. I am here to have pudding. Yeah, come on, do mine.
So my perfect day, you say my perfect
day, Charlie, is meeting, seeing my friends.
Seeing your friends, that's coming up. Everyone said that.
And working with the staff.
Oh, that's nice.
Go for a picnic. Who do you go for a picnic with?
Picnic, so I'll have a picnic.
I like a picnic.
Do my favourite thing. What's your last one? What's steak?
Well done, Matthew. Brilliant. Smashed it.
Yeah, that was just a little example of just a really simple subject. What are the important things to you? Friendships and families came up a lot, but just you could see from that little clip sort of how much it meant for people just to have that platform, just to stand up and speak in front of their groups and things. So yeah, just wanted to show that it was a really good day, and hopefully we're going to follow up that day, aren't we, with the sort of creation of their own group.
Yeah.
And they might come and see us at our shout-out meeting in September, hopefully.
Yeah.
But yeah, so a little bit about co-production and working together now. If you don't mind moving on, Megatron. So yeah, this was the Checkers definition of working together. So co-production is everyone working together. Everyone can help make all services and their local areas better. Everyone should be listened to. Nobody should be left out, and everyone should get a better life, which is pretty much the mission, isn't it? That we're on at the minute. So getting everyone working together. And Sue came up with her own. We work together.
Work together. Co-pro standards.
So this is like a sort of general instructions on how to get people working together and Sue's tips and things like that. So I'll hand over to Sue for that.
Can make that a little bit bigger. It's hard to see.
That's about big as I can do.
Yeah, that's it. Right. These shouldn't be anything difficult to take part. How can we do this? The time of the meeting suits everybody. Documents are in easy read and given out beforehand.
Yeah.
People have the technology they need. People are told where to find information, and the venue is accessible.
Okay. Next slide, please, Megatron.
Help people have groups around them that can support them. How can we do this? People are involved with My Voice groups.
That's what we want, isn't it? That's
Yeah,
what we want all
connecting
over the
with
country.
other groups. Yeah.
And that's what you always say, isn't it? We need more people.
We need more people. And think about what people are good at. How can we do this? Ask people what they are good at. One-page profile and make a list of people, skills and talents.
What does that one say there?
That says you are seriously awesome.
So yeah, it's about finding people's strength, and that's your staff team and the people you support. What to make these groups happen.
Yeah. Doing things with people where we both help and listen to each other. How can we do this? You respect each other. Everyone has a say. People are friendly and nice to each other. You work as a team.
Yeah. Listen, learn and grow.
Listen, learn and grow. Yeah.
So we actually did in our shout out group, we did a list of sort of like not a rule list, but a list of things that people like respecting each other, wasn't it? And turning off bones and things like that.
Help people to use things that are good at and support them to get better at them. How can we do this? Celebrate and record what people are good at. People are given good training.
Little progress each day adds up to big results.
Yeah.
Okay.
People who get support help staff to be better staff, and everyone is equal.
How can we do this?
Staff are not in charge.
No.
Everyone is equal. People share leading meetings and other rules.
Other roles.
Other roles, yeah.
And we're all equal in this world.
We're all equal. Staff not in charge of anything. Well, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Oh, did we miss one?
No, I think that's it.
That's it.
I think that's the. Yeah, that's the.
Yeah.
We haven't done that one.
Everyone has something to give, and no one is more important than anyone else. How can we do this? Everyone has a job and is needed to make things work.
Team together, everyone achieves more.
More.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, that's just a general list. Almost like instructions, really, and as to how and what you need. A checklist.
Checklist.
That's the idea, isn't it? So when you're putting these groups together, that all of those things really need to be thought about.
Yeah.
And then this is another little film. This is co-production with Shout Out. So this is so we have a group in our lifelong learning in Milton Keynes that work together on a Friday, and they produce a lot of the content that goes on Shout Out TV, and they produce a lot of the content that we use in our meetings. And I went to them and I asked them what was important about working together, and this is what they said.
Is it a film? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you guys, you come together, don't you, on every Friday? And what do you do at first? Every Friday you come together. And what do you do as a group?
So we make the soap, and everyone has their own characters, don't they? Yeah. And everyone has their own lines. So that's what we've basically been doing, and we've just been basically practicing and rehearsing.
Why is this wall bright green?
It's our green screen.
It's your green screen?
Yeah, we've got the green for our green screen.
What's that all about then?
Basically, so we can add something that's not really there, but so we can just use the green screen.
That's going to come in handy, isn't it? Considering you've got an ex-rock star who probably lives in a mansion and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So who painted that?
Well, we did it on a different day with another group.
Yeah. Okay.
That group were up for
So that's another really important job, isn't it? Did that take a lot of coats?
I think that's 3 coats so far.
3 coats. So And I see over there in the corner. What have you got over there in the corner? That's all your dress. Is that your costume department?
Yeah. Costumes, yeah.
And
So,
how do we get that together?
charity shops.
Yeah. Bit of everything, isn't it? Bit, like I say, people brought out from charity shops. People brought stuff in. Yeah.
It doesn't look like you've got a massive budget, but it seems like you managed to do things pretty well. As a group, how do you come up with your stories for your muse? So you write it all down on paper? Yeah. And what, do you all come up with the ideas? Yeah. So that's an important part as well. So going, what's in the cupboard? So you've got your costume department.
Yeah.
Yeah? What's in there? What's in the big green bag?
Cameras.
Cameras?
Yeah.
All right, so what do you use them for?
Film the cameras.
So filming with the cameras?
Cameras.
What's that there, Graham?
Filming.
For filming? Show me how it works. Yeah.
Good.
Action!
Action.
And so is that someone's job as well?
Yeah.
Do you like doing that job?
Yeah.
So everyone, it looks like at Fletcher's Muse comes together and helps each other on their different projects?
All right.
You know what we call that, don't you? Co-production.
He was just waiting to say that.
So yeah, the way that particular group works is, everyone sort of has a role, a bit like in co-production standards.
Yeah.
People on a certain day will be the director. People on a certain day will be actors. And they were talking about how they all came together and painted the green screen wall, because that's how we do a lot of the backgrounds in our films.
Yeah.
Really cheap way of doing it if you want a small budget. This is just something that we found recently to work really well across McIntyre to get advocacy out there. Was during the voting, we had made a big plan, hadn't we?
We did. We decided to go go to different places like Leicester and to do like a pop-up sort of.
Yeah, so we had the big.
We
We wrongly assumed that the general election would be late this year, because we thought that it would be put off as long as possible. So we came together early this year, myself, Jess, Vicky, and Sui-Ling, and we made a plan for the year, and that was to have voting workshops all around the country each month. Obviously, the snap election came up, so we had to change our plans. But we found a really a positive thing that came out of that was having to quickly sort of put out a workshop around the country. And so we prepared a sort of PowerPoint with instructions on how to run it. And if you go to the next page, Mary, it was shared in Derbyshire, Chesterfield. I don't know, Carol's not on the call list today. She was the lady who delivered it over there. Yeah, Grace produced easy read manifestos at the speed of light, which was amazing. And it was also delivered in Warrington. So it was a really quick way of getting people together on a theme, and it worked really well. And we're looking at doing that with different subjects in the future. So people are able to deliver these workshops in their own areas. So it's about, identifying the staff that have these skills, and it's just a way we can all get advocacy out there at important times. But I don't think Pete or Carol are on here, and they were the two people that delivered the workshops. But
can I just interrupt, Paul, before we ask this question? So I think what's really important is that we're saying that we want these groups everywhere. It's very much part of the big plan, but we need it to be. It's down to the people who live in your areas to be telling us what they want, and to be able to drive all of this with the support of their staff. So very much as Paul's been describing, we've got Paul the team have developed resources. There's the workshop that Paul and the rest of the team can deliver, but this is very much a two-way street. So there'll be things that you're already doing. It'd be great to hear about, and any resources that you can share as well. And very much that the groups can be whatever you want, whatever people want them to be. So they could, as I said earlier, they could be an everyone everywhere group. They could call themselves My Voice, but it's very much down to that group. And then the intention is that as we get more and more groups, people can send representatives, whatever those groups look like, they can send representatives to be part of the co-pros, who will then share people's views with the directors. So it's really about getting that bigger involvement in decision making across the organisation as well. So we're running short of time towards the end, but Paul, I'll let you carry on just with your question.
Yeah, this was sort of going to be a breakout activity, but again, put it in chat and give ideas, because what can we do to help you, to support you in your areas with these things? What are the challenges? What can we assist with? Obviously, like Catherine said, we're prepared to come and visit. So just, or what are the barriers that you've already had to this happening in areas? I don't know if anyone's got any thoughts on that.
Don't know. Anyone?
Tess.
Hello. So I'm just thinking slightly more broadly that the people on this call, there's only 18 people or something, and a lot of us aren't operational.
Yeah, I was thinking that as I was looking.
Yeah, I'm wondering what more we can do to get this message out. And I mean, maybe we can, Catherine, Paul, Sui-Ling, maybe we can talk later about it, and Annie. But I'm just sort of raising that point that I think this is we need to get this message out wider.
Yeah.
But would it be possible? I was just thinking just now as you were speaking, of having a online event that is focused on getting as many operational people on board as possible to kick it off and do something similar. Because, like you say, that's what I did notice. We haven't got a lot of operational people here today.
Yeah, we have. Something I wasn't aware of as well that other people on the call might know more about is I think there's some everyone everywhere events happening that's signposting people to tools, resources, things that are happening to support that moving forward. And I'd already said that we will absolutely promote this stuff as part of that as well. One where we might not be, the dates are set, so if we're not available, we'll find another way of having that presence there. So anything like that happening. Absolutely, and making those links with all the other areas of work. We don't want people to see it as something separate, because it absolutely isn't. It's part and parcel. Anybody else? Any? No? Well, feel free to carry on if there's anything in the chat, or to email us outside of the meeting, and we'll carry on the conversations, Tess and team as well. Is there anything else from you, Paul? Is that?
I think that's just like you said, just to be in touch, and we're here to help in any way we can. And if you can think of any operational staff in your areas that you think are really good for these projects, point them my way, and hopefully we can get the ball rolling. But I do like the idea of what Tess said, of having some sort of operational focused call where we target particular people that we think might get the ball rolling. I think even if that's an action that comes out today, that's a really good one.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
But thank you everybody for listening.
Everybody.
Thank you, Paul. So we've got 9 minutes left. Has anybody got anything that they'd like to share? Any news? Any?
No news. It's just thank you, Paul and Sui-Ling, for that. That was really good. And I've been going around with Paul and Sue to do these workshops in the different areas, and it definitely, from my point of view, it will take a whole team, won't it, Paul and Sui-Ling, because we can talk about it, but then it needs to have really star support workers who can then keep it going and help to facilitate it. So yeah, but it's been amazing. Yeah,
well, that was the thing.
thanks for
That's
joining.
why I was hoping to get some of the Oxford staff on today, because they were what really made the day a success. Their sort of co-op. Just knowing, because when you go into an area and you don't know the people supported there, those relationships and those advocates and people being able to speak up for people who is so important. And it was just brilliant stuff there.
Really good day. And there's a bit of a link. Oh, sorry, Sue, go on.
It's like when you go in there, right? I thought, wow, these are really good people that
they just made it work, didn't they?
Made it really, really good.
I think that with Oxford, we really. So I spoke to the Sarah, who's the area manager, and she identified the people that she thought had those strengths to work with the people on that day, and she picked really well. But
absolutely, hopefully as well, once we have a lot more advocacy groups, what we want to do is, whatever the theme is that the advocacy groups are doing, they can create some content in whatever way they like, and we can put it on the Easy Read website, which is what we're developing at the moment. So hopefully that in itself will help to raise a bit of awareness of what can be done when you get together and start talking about stuff.
It's quite nice, though, is it? Connect with other groups. Connecting.
Yeah, and very much, and it's, I think people sometimes look and say, oh, it's all happening in one or two areas. That's down to people in those areas taking the initiative and getting it happening there as well. I think that's really important. And then the more we hear about it, and we can connect all the groups up. Brilliant. Anything from anybody else?
What's Meg shared in the chat? Understanding behavioural changes due to
dementia.
So we've got our dementia special interest group coming up in October, and the link's on the website now live so that you're able to sign up. It's going to be really interesting around understanding behavioural changes due to dementia, and we've got Sarah and Beth Britton and some guest speakers that are going to be joining us. So make sure to sign up to that if you're supporting someone generally that's growing older. If you've got an interest in that, if you've got suspicion that someone you're supporting is suspected of dementia, then it's a really good jam-packed morning. 3 hours. You don't have to join it for that long, but we have 3 hours in the morning, and it's a really one of our highlights of the year.
Right, thank you. Anita, you've got your hand up.
Bless you.
Just on that, we've got our first intensive interaction meeting on II Week in October, and Jules McKim is coming to do a chat as well and looking around intensive interaction. There'll be one in Oxford and one in Milton Keynes, so hopefully we'll get them continuing on a sort of, well, he wants to do them monthly, but I don't know whether we can do that, but definitely in Oxford they'll be monthly. Right. That's the 14th is in Oxford. I think the 17th is in Milton Keynes.
Brilliant. Okay. Well, we're nearly at the end. Just from me, without wanting to put her on the spot, this is Jackie Alexander's last best practice call before she departs to go and enjoy herself. So so if people just want to join me in giving her a quick nice farewell round of applause. Thank you for all the contributions you made to the best practice calls over the time I've been doing them. I know that you're always on them, Jackie, so
thank you, Catherine. Yes, I was talking with the Easy Read advisors this morning, and they're asking me what I'm going to miss. And I said some of the things that have happened over the years, that, funny things that have happened. So I was telling them about the time when I was working a lot in Chesterfield, and they'd got an allotment, but nothing had been done with it. So they asked me to help get things going. And a group of us went one day to the allotment and the gate was open, so we just sailed in and did bits and bobs. And then when it came to going back for lunch, the support staff member had forgotten to bring the key, and we got to the gate and we were all locked in. And there was just myself and another lady called Heather, and the rest were young men. They all managed to climb over the wall, and I was trying to help Heather get over the wall, who's smaller than I am, and I'm trying to shove her and do all sorts, because I was thinking, well, at least Heather can get back and I can phone round and see if someone could rescue me. And anyway, in the end, we had to wait for the secretary to come down and unlock the gate. So I'm saying, now don't be telling anyone, because it's embarrassing this that we've got locked in. And we get back to the lifelong learning in Chesterfield, and they all said, you've been a long time. Where have you been? We've had our lunch. And the staff member says, oh, it's Jackie's fault. She got us locked in the allotments. And I'm going, great, thank you. So it's just funny stories like that I'm really going to miss, sort of mishaps and what have you. But the one thing I won't miss will be the travelling, and certainly not the trains. I could write a book about going on trains as well, as you know, Catherine.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh,
But
well,
yes,
thanks, Jackie.
I've enjoyed my time and I'm looking forward to quieter times now.
You say that, Jackie, you won't know what to do with it. You'll be like, how did I fit work in? Be so busy.
I'm going to join our local Crown Green bowling club.
Oh, wow.
So they meet on a Wednesday afternoon, but it's only through the spring and summer. They finish in September. But it's just for like some socializing. But I hope it's not too, how can I say, clubby, and there's not too many rules, because I've had to follow lots of those over my career.
No, sure, it'd be great. Yeah, and again, another way of making those connections, isn't it?
Yeah, which I like doing, Catherine.
Yeah, brilliant. Great.
She's also been collared back in when we need her on the advisors group. I said I'm just going to ring her and get on.
Yeah, well, I said I'll keep in touch, and they do work hard, and they're doing some great stuff at the moment with more things to develop, which will be great to hear about.
Right.
I can see myself coming back as a volunteer at this rate.
Brilliant. Great. Okay, that brings us virtually to time. So thanks again, everyone. I'll be here for a second if anybody needs anything. But other than that, we'll see you all soon. And thanks again, Jackie.
Thanks. Good luck, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Right. Thanks, Nikki. Sorry again, I didn't get that sentence to you. I was sat here last Thursday. Oh,
it's all right. I was on mute.
I was like, yeah, sorry. I was just saying, sorry, I didn't get that sentence to you. After I
don't worry.
It was there. I'd got it written out already.
Yeah.
Part typed, and then
it's fine. It was only it crept up on me because I was off on Monday, and then all of a sudden it was Tuesday, and I was like, it's tomorrow. Yeah. Oh, it just creeps up so quickly, doesn't it? But anyway, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, look forward to seeing you tomorrow. What I'm going to do, Nikki, is because the collection's finally got to actually a nice amount now. So
yeah, God, that took ages, didn't it? Yeah.
But I went shopping in Leek, which is near to us today, because we're going to go for some jewellery, I think.
Oh, lovely, yeah.
But there's I thought, there's some really nice shops that are a bit different, but that also meant they hadn't got anything reasonably priced because jewellery's very expensive now. I didn't want to they got Clogau stuff, but it was Clogau, the Welsh stuff, but it was just for the money. It didn't look it. So what I'm going to do is I'm on the train tomorrow. I'm going to rush into Milton Keynes and get something then, and try and pick up some decorations because I changed from going today because I haven't got to be at the office. So
yeah.
So I'll get there. But do you know if we're using the cafe or are we using upstairs?
I think upstairs.
Yeah, because that would be nicer, wouldn't it? Yeah, so the big table or something, is that what?
Yeah, either I'll check in the morning, but I don't think someone said we're not allowed to use that space out by the kitchen now because that's a shared space with next door. But I'll find out tomorrow.
Or if one of the rooms is free or something.
Yeah, we'll find somewhere tomorrow. If not, it will be where that big table is. But
but so I'll I'm hoping that I can manage to fit it all in and get there. I think Jackie's going to arrive after 12 anyway. So
fine, okay, yeah.
So and Vicky. So
all right, well, let me know anyway, and I'll see you. Well, see when I see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Cheers
right.
then. See you then. Bye. Bye.